quick video response to Good Luck America. Rick over it used to be Think Like a Cop, it's now Good Luck America. He did a video yesterday and a video today on this, I believe it was NYPD, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been another department, but two officers holding a guy, a third officer punching him repeatedly. Rick says it's justified. I disagree with him. The reasoning for the initial pat down is that they seen a hand-to-hand drug transaction. How did they know it was a hand-to-hand drugs transaction? Just because me and a person exchanges something doesn't mean it's a drug transaction. Just because I hand somebody money and they hand me something doesn't mean it's a drug transaction. So I call bullshit, Rick, from the get-go. They probably knew this guy from the neighborhood. They probably thought he sold drugs, and they used that as an excuse to pat him down. At which point, they patted him down. They possibly felt a firearm, at which point he resisted. Wasn't it you, Rick, that said it's the criminal's job to get away? It's the cop's job to chase him? Come on, man. Dude knew he was going to jail. I don't blame him. I'd have tried to ramp. I probably would have ran. I would have fought. I wouldn't have given him a chance to pat me down if I would have had a gun on me. You know, you all think that these drug dealers, the myth is that, you know, these drug dealers are out there shooting people, just want to kill people. If that was the truth, they wouldn't be dealing drugs. They'd be out killing people and robbing people. They'd be jack boys. That's what they'd be doing. They wouldn't be selling drugs. What the gun is for is to protect them. That's what it's for. It's for protection. Whether they're a felon or not, they still have the right to protect their life. I don't care if they're in Ohio. It doesn't matter if they're in Mississippi or in New York City. It doesn't matter. They have the natural right to protect themselves. The government doesn't have the authority to say that they don't. If you believe that they do, then you are a slave. You're a slave. You're a status slave that believes the government has complete authority over the people. And when government decides that you can't have firearms, I expect you to be the first in line to hand yours over. You then go on to talk about this police chief and, you know, say that the only reason that he has the position he does is because of the color of his skin. You said that you didn't yourself, that you didn't even know anything about the police chief, so you're making an assumption based off of his skin color. You know, he's a quota hire, right, Rick? You know, you have a lot of cognitive dissonance in your own beliefs, bud. I agree with a lot of what you say. I disagree with a lot of what you say. You know, the police forces shouldn't exist anyway. If the community has a problem with that person dealing drugs or carrying a firearm, the community should deal with it. The government doesn't have the authority to create policing forces to police the people. If they have that authority, then the people wasn't free from the time that the Constitution was signed. I mean, it's pretty common sense. It's lowball thinking. I mean, it doesn't take a brain surgeon to understand this. If government can tell me what to do, am I free? If you're walking down the street and you've done nothing and a cop jumps out on you and points his gun at you and tells you to get on the ground, do they have the authority to do that? Well, yeah. Why? Because government says so, right? No, they don't have the authority to do that. Government's done that shit because what the coward-ass population has allowed them to get away with. If two people want to buy and have a mutual transaction and buy and sell drugs, who are they hurting? Nobody. That's who. Nobody. It's an excuse. It's an excuse it's a war on people. It's just another excuse for the government to declare a war on a certain group of people that does a certain thing. And one day the war will be against you. And one day you will open your eyes, and one day you will see what happens. I hope that cop gets life for what he did. He had no reason to hit that dude. I don't care if the dude was running away. Because number one, there's no video of the dude. There's no way to prove that it was a drug transaction to begin with. There's no way to prove it. I don't care if they find drugs and money on him. Unless it was an undercover cop and they find the marked bills on him and have the dope in their hand and have it on video, even then, we can't prove that was the one transaction that did that. It wasn't even an undercover cop. And where's the dude they sold the drugs to, Rick? They didn't bother stopping him, did they? No, they didn't. Why? Because there was no dude. They knew the guy. They knew he had a record, and they decided to fuck with him. You're wrong about this one, man.